The numbers don't lie. In a year marked by political upheaval, viral moments, and cultural realignment, the U.S. music industry has quietly achieved something remarkable: growth, resilience, and record-breaking consumption. According to Luminate's 2025 mid-year report, the music world isn't just surviving, it's booming. And at the center of this seismic momentum are three titanic names: Morgan Wallen, SZA, and Kendrick Lamar. Welcome to celebrity rap life, where the red carpets never roll up and the spotlight never fades. The rewards are legendary. Because in celebrity rap life, every downfall can become a comeback, and every headline tells a deeper story. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next. When the dust of genre wars settles, when charts are stripped of politics, and when playlists quiet down into streams of data, the numbers reveal who truly moved the culture. Wallen's gritty post-scandal dominance continues with I'm the Problem, leading the pack with a staggering 2.562 million album-equivalent units in just 6 months. SZA, riding the longevity of a masterpiece, holds strong with 1.711 million for her modern classic, SOS. Kendrick Lamar, fresh off a Pulitzer, an Emmy nod, and a global tour, trails her by a whisper with 1.706 million for GNX. These aren't just albums. They are statements, reflections of a fractured but vividly expressive American soundscape. Luminate's report, which draws from consumption data across streaming, sales, and other mediums, paints a clear picture. The appetite for music is growing. U.S. total album consumption has climbed to 558.9 million units, a 3.9% increase over last year. It's a subtle rise, but in an industry notorious for volatility, that bump speaks volumes. There's a deeper story unfolding here. These leading albums don't simply dominate because of marketing muscle or algorithmic trickery. They resonate. Wallen's I'm the Problem is less of an apology and more of a reckoning, a Nashville product doubling down on vulnerability, contradiction, and Americana's jagged edge. SCA's SOS, now in its second wind with the extended Lana edition, isn't just a body of songs, it's an emotional ecosystem. It's about heartbreak, lust, identity, and autonomy, all bleeding into the mic with the honesty of a confessional booth. Then there's Kendrick Lamar. His album, GNX, arrived in a firestorm, post-Drake feud, amid industry speculation, and in tandem with his grand national tour. But what could have been a chaotic release turned into a crystallized moment of mastery. With surgical precision, Kendrick laid out a generational thesis. GNX became more than music. It was a cultural referendum. His 1.706 million in sales tells us that people still show up for substance. Beyond these three powerhouses, the top 10 includes expected giants and surprise contenders. Bad Bunny's Debbie Trar Moss Photos clocks in at 1.650 million, fusing digital romanticism with the reggaeton prince's usual flair. Sabrina Carpenter breaks through the glitz of Disney roots with her reinvention piece, Short and Sweet, which has pulled 1.331 million units and a fresh wave of Gen Z affection. Also in the mix are The Weeknd's conceptual and sonic leap, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and Drake's collaborative work with Party Next Door on Some Sexy Songs for You, an attempt to reclaim sensual vulnerability in a post-feud world. Wallen appears again with his earlier project, One Thing at a Time, still in rotation, suggesting his grip on the country and crossover charts is more durable than critics predicted. Lady Gaga's long-awaited Mayhem returned her to theatrical pop chaos, and Playboi Carti's cryptic and genre-melting music rounds out the top 10, an album more discussed in Discord servers and TikTok edits than on radio waves, but still moving numbers. While album sales tell one story, streaming tells another, and it's global. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars' Die With a Smile emerged as the world's most consumed song with a jaw-dropping 1.920 billion on-demand audio streams. Gaga, reinventing her pop persona yet again, leans into theatrical fatalism while Mars delivers soul with surgical charm. The track's success is no accident. It's a fusion of nostalgia, orchestration, and sheer magnetism. Bruno Mars hits again at number 2, teaming with Blackpink's Rose for the planetary hit, APT. Their song, at 1.624 billion streams, is proof that East-West collaborations no longer feel like commercial gimmicks but sonic inevitabilities. It's followed by Billie Eilish's sparse, aching Birds of a Feather, with 1.316 billion, a song that's equal parts lullaby and existential sigh. Then comes Kendrick and SZA again with Luther, which has crossed 1.207 billion streams. That track, which fuses their worlds of lyrical rage and spiritual yearning, has cemented itself not just as a hit, but a phenomenon. Bad Bunny's DTMF rounds out the global top 5 with 1.163 billion streams. A quiet, percussive firestorm of a song, it blends heartbreak with club-ready melancholy, showcasing his unmatched ability to dominate both Latin and global charts with effortless flow. Streaming now accounts for an overwhelming 92% of music consumption in the US, a figure that, even a decade ago, would have seemed absurd. And worldwide, the hunger is only intensifying. On-demand audio song streams globally surged by 10.3%, hitting a towering 2.5 trillion plays compared to 2.3 trillion in 2024. Those numbers aren't just large, they're redefining how music is experienced, remembered, and measured. Genre dynamics are shifting too. In the US, hip-hop and R&B continue to dominate with 171.1 billion streams, a testament to their cultural gravity and ceaseless innovation. Behind them is rock with 123.3 billion, a genre some critics had prematurely buried, now rebounding with gritty resurgence. Pop trails at 83.3 billion, country follows with 61.8 billion, and Latin registers at 59.4 billion. Interestingly, while hip-hop still leads, rock has posted the highest growth year-over-year, aided by both legacy acts and upstart bands breaking through on streaming platforms and live circuits. The Sinner's soundtrack, a viral noir western project, contributed to a surprising uptick in blues streams, proof that cinematic tie-ins and narrative-driven soundscapes still have power. Meanwhile, Christian/gospel, often marginalized in mainstream discourse, continues to post consistent numbers, though it still lags behind the top genres. What's clear is this: the American music palette is not narrowing, it's widening, evolving, absorbing. Luminate's report doesn't just dwell in the numerical. It also highlights the soft power of music documentaries, a growing medium reshaping how fans engage with legacy artists. Becoming Led Zeppelin sits at the summit, a film that blends myth, memory, and restoration into a cinematic monument. Behind it comes Avicii, I'm Tim, a raw, devastating look at fame, artistry, and mental health. Sly Lives, aka The Burden of Black Genius, explores funk legend Sly Stone through a dual lens of brilliance and breakdown, capturing both his defiant highs and haunting silences. Return of the King, The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley, fuses biography with cultural commentary, presenting Elvis not as a static idol but a complex American contradiction. The Greatest Night in Pop dives into the creation of We Are the World, exposing tensions, egos, and fleeting unity among some of music's biggest stars. And then there's Luther, Never Too Much, a quiet juggernaut of a documentary that has resonated in ways few expected. Chronicling the voice, heartbreak, and legacy of Luther Vandross, the film hit a nerve, not just among longtime fans but among younger listeners discovering the soulful architect for the first time. Beatles 64, another standout, captures the whirlwind of Beatlemania in its purest, most unfiltered moment, rounding out a top 10 list that is as much about preservation as it is revelation. What emerges from Luminate's 2025 report isn't just a snapshot, it's a manifesto. Music is not just surviving in an algorithm-dominated era, it's thriving, transforming, and pulling us forward. Artists like Wallen, SZA, and Kendrick aren't just climbing charts, they're shaping how this moment will be remembered. The ecosystem has changed, but the essence remains. Voices still matter. Albums still count. Lyrics still linger. In a time of overstimulation, it's the rhythm, the melody, and the stories behind them that continue to carry weight. Whether it's the minimalist heartbreak of Billie Eilish, the global magic of Bruno Mars and Rose, or the soul-bearing truth of Kendrick and SZA, the music of 2025 isn't just content. It's testimony. And in this year of noise and numbers, testimony is what we remember. This story is far from over, and the truth is still unfolding. I want to hear what you think. Drop your take in the comments. And if you don't want to miss the next twist, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a second of what's coming next.